Did you ever see or read something that made you say, dang, that's just cold? Yeah. From scam, lies, and crimes, today we're tackling the cold-hearted truth. This first story takes cold-hearted to a whole new level. Authorities claim a Georgia mother subjected her 5-year-old son to unnecessary medical procedures and had him taking 28 medications he didn't need, just so that she could collect benefits from the state. Wow. Truth team, I mean, that's cold. Wow. That's cold. Gonna do that poor baby like that.
Yeah.
5 years old, making that baby taking 28 medications that he didn't need.
Yeah. Chair, he had a feeding tube in his stomach. He actually even had an oxygen tank.
No, an oxygen tank?
An oxygen tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually in these cases, they find out later that these mothers or fathers or whoever is doing this has Munchausen by proxy, which means that they're making somebody else ill on purpose. And it's usually somebody they're caring for because they have direct access to get attention, to get love, to get support.
Wow.
It's really sad.
So what's the psychological treatment for something like that? I mean, is it something that's treatable if a person has that condition?
It's really hard. They don't really have that level of insight, and they will just deny when you ask. So if they're not going to cop to the problem, how are they going to go to treatment? We do find, though, in these individuals, sometimes in their history, they've been abused themselves, and they have very, very low self-esteem, and they don't have a sense of identity. And so these are things that probably should have been treated earlier before they had a baby, and now can do this to an innocent child.
The good thing in this case is health officials kind of figured something was going on with this child, so they alerted Child Protective Services. But it's just so sad because the kid is so vulnerable, has no voice, has no say, can't do anything. And doctors sometimes are so afraid of malpractice suits that, you know, if a parent is saying the child is presenting with these symptoms, the doctors feel like they better go along with it because they fear perhaps that the mom may sue them or that, you know, they may get in some kind of legal trouble. Yeah, it's a difficult issue. Very difficult issue.
I mean, but as a judge, like what could you sentence her to? Could you sentence her to
Well, my
jail?
focus obviously would be treatment. I mean, I don't want to put someone in jail and not treat the issue. So if there was a treatment available, but apparently that would be very difficult, I would want to try to get her into something that was going to treat the problem so it doesn't continue. I could put her in jail, let's say, for a year. What happens when she gets out, gets pregnant again, and we're reliving the whole story?
And I think you're asking, Vivica, is it a crime? And the crime here would be child neglect, child endangerment.
Okay.
So there are actually crimes that can be committed if parents are either over-medicating, even if you're under-medicating a child that's sick, you could be accused of child endangerment.
And then as a judge, you could take the child out of that home, right?
Oh, yes. As a family
child
services,
that as well.
Yeah, but I agree with trying the treatment first because some of these individuals, they can be treated, but it will take a long time. This is not something that you can just treat in 2 months.
I personally would be afraid to let that child go and be back around that mother.
Absolutely.
I know it might be the birth mother, but if someone, you know, having a child take 28 different tablets and all of the things that you said she did, I would be afraid to put that child.
I agree.
Yeah, I think this child has been removed from the home. The Department of Children's Services has removed this child.